You know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come you don't want me, man?
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
Okay. All right. Okay. So I don't know if you guys heard, but Zach Lavine don't want us, man. Zach Lavine, it seems as if he is going to stay with the Chicago Bulls. Now, how do I feel about this? Well, I think it makes complete sense. Now, there's quite a few Spurs fans that aren't necessarily happy with the way that this went about. Now, I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. This quote right here, this isn't coming from Zach Lavine, I don't think. But even if this was true, even if he did believe this, I'm not mad about it. It makes complete sense. But if we read here, among the teams in play, only San Antonio could offer a #1 playmaking opportunity, and the Spurs are far off from the postseason environment Lavine prefers. Now, obviously, the way that this is worded, prefers, is pretty silly because he hasn't had a ton of playoff experience. So I think that that's where a lot of Spurs fans are getting upset. But at the same time, I completely understand it. I completely understand why he wouldn't want to come to San Antonio. The Chicago Bulls, as it stands right now, has a much better, much higher opportunity to make any type of noise. So it seems as if the clout that I was hoping that our boy DeJounte Murray had is just not good enough. It's just not big enough, and it's not even going to bring in his friend or one of his best friends essentially to come to the San Antonio Spurs. But a lot of fans are upset. They said, hey man, he only won one playoff game more than us. And it's like, yeah, sure, that's a lot of copium. Guys, we were really bad last season. The Bulls were not really, really bad. They made the playoffs. They had a legitimate opportunity. Things just didn't line up. They need literally one more piece, like maybe like a nice center, a nice, good defensive center, and they're on their way. But as far as we're concerned, we need way more than that. And I've said this already. I didn't think that Zach Lavine coming to the San Antonio Spurs would necessarily save us. I thought even the addition of Zach Lavine and DeAndre Ayton would more than likely make us a mediocre team that's in the playoffs but not good enough, because you would need DeAndre Ayton to kind of come into his own, and he'll be in a whole different environment, whole different way of playing than he was with the Phoenix Suns. And then you'll have Zach Lavine, who's still learning to be a leader on his team. So it would just be too many things, too many moving pieces at once. And what you really want, like the ideal situation, what you want is to establish who your star is, your superstar, and then start building those pieces around that player. So you know how high I am on Josh Primo. Obviously, you don't do this now because there's no proof that he is a superstar or will be a star, but I believe he will. But just hypothetically speaking, if Primo became like a star in the NBA or star with the Spurs, then you can start building around him. Like, okay, what does he do well? And we can kind of bring that together. But when it comes to like going and grabbing players, we've tried that. It doesn't work a lot, especially if we're expecting that player to be the star for us. The way the Spurs have been pretty successful throughout the years is getting some homegrown guys, some guys that you really know is going to kind of stick with you. Kawhi Leonard was an anomaly. Okay, we did not see that coming. No one saw that coming. But overall, you want to get those guys that are pretty loyal to the franchise, that has the potential to be a star, superstar, and then start building around that star. But this right here, I wasn't necessarily huge on it, and I understand why a lot of people were. But getting Zach Lavine and DeAndre Ayton, while that would have been fun, I don't necessarily think it would have helped us in the long run. I still want us to get some really good future picks, even in this next season. So that might require us being a lottery team, but I don't know. But I just want to throw that out there. But just letting you guys know, yeah, it's pretty apparent he's not coming to the San Antonio Spurs. And a lot of people that are getting upset about it, it's like, bro, it's like, it is a better environment. Like, the Bulls are better than the San Antonio Spurs right now. And getting upset about it and smoking that copium is not going to change that fact. So I'll get with you guys later, man. If you want to support the channel, only $2 a month, Patreon, YouTube member, link in the description for that. Thank you guys so much for the love. Until next time.